Time. Now, when you think about that, it goes beyond just the clock. It goes beyond just many things. It's kind of like subjective. It's relative to every other person, no matter your level of education or upbringing. But that concept of time still exists in our um, existence as human beings. What up, guys? It's still your boy Kaydee Otaru. You know what it is. Yo, welcome to another special episode of the Artmosphere brought to you by the Pond Collective. You know what it is. We're all about youth. We're all about life. We're all about the universe. We're all about creativity. We're all about art. And we're all about vibes and crews and intellectual capabilities. And you already know every episode I bring to you one of the best, some of the best of the best, man. I never settle for less. You know how it is. We keep it real with you. We keep it 100. And I'm here with somebody really, really awesome. This guy's work is mind blowing. I'm not trying to overhype. I suck at hyping people. I just keep it real with you guys. And I'm talking about no other person than the one and only Ojo Ayotunde. Welcome to the podcast, bro.
No, all this hype for me. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. How was your trip down here, though?
Yeah, it was smooth.
Yeah,
It was smooth.
I mean, the whole Lagos traffic and everything. I mean, I've been to your place.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, man. Coming down this place, man.
I mean, I checked Google Maps before I left the house to see. And funny enough, what the map was saying was not the reality. Map showed that there was like serious traffic on the road, but
In Lagos, they run the Google Maps streets. They run our street back to back.
it's never, But it was smooth.
Yeah,
It wasn't traffic.
You're welcome. You're welcome
you.
to the show. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Just tell us. I mean, besides being an artist, just let people know a little bit more about you. Just a short bio, no freestyle now. That's the beat.
Oh well. Aside being an artist, I don't think I can aside that that aside, So yeah, I'm an artist. Should I do like my name and everything?
Anyone, no be essay with this, no be debate. Good day,
Okay.
Mr. Panel the judges. I could
Yeah, sure, not like that. All right, so my name is Ojo Ayotunde, and yes, I'm a visual artist, and I like to express myself with my art on different issues. What else apart from art? Nothing really. I'm just yeah.
I
simple guy.
think it's one thing about us artists, when they ask us to introduce ourselves, we basically don't have any other thing. Sometimes I think about it like, okay, if I'm not painting, what am I going to be doing? And I thought about it. Aside playing FIFA or watching Netflix or something, I'm just majorly an artist, and you can't really take that away from us because people who are not really into the arts, they see the works we make, and then they be like, "Ah, man, I'm sure this guy is always there. It's always in the zone." I forget someone if I need to draw, I just sleep. But it's all good. Right? It's all good. It's all good. So, I mean, like I mentioned, we were talking about time before we started the show, and personally, I feel it's a construct that is very, very vast and wide. I believe everything in life works with time.
It does.
The whole father time concept and whatnot. But artistically, I feel it works with evolving as an artist. The time you give to your work and all of that. But from your own perspective, how would you see the concept of time, basically?
Okay, if I'm coming from the perspective of an artist, I'd say time is just like you said, evolving, growing, and it is something to really appreciate as an artist, and it's something that I appreciate as an artist. Like seeing how I evolve over time. Sometimes I go back, look at my works, like from where I started. I know there's like still more to achieve.
Of course.
It's amazing how, within this time, I've been able to see, some level of growth.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not the same when I started. There's a lot of things that have changed. There's a lot of new things that I've learned, and I can over time, put these things to practice in my work and all of that. So it's a really beautiful thing. Then Aside that, time is one thing that I think is, is really, really special, in the sense that, you know, it's, we're moving fast. There's a lot of things that's happening, and there's time lost can never be
Can never get gone
regained,
again. Yeah.
so in so many different ways, you just have to use time wisely.
Sure, sure.
You get, and do make sure you're life is, it's not just black and white.
Yeah.
There's things that you want to do, and you just need to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, you know you're doing it right
Yeah. Yeah.
to some certain extent,
So
because
like your artistic process and your artistic technique basically. I see your style of work. I mean you the last time we had a conversation you said you work a lot with palette knives and putting that in motion. It kind of like takes my mind like how does he do it? Because it's not like when I hear palette knife, I'm thinking of the impasto technique, obviously, heavy body paints and stuff. But your work is so smooth, so you work with like geometry basically, like
yes, and I
getting lines
think,
and everything. So like, I mean, I'm pretty sure it didn't just start. There has to be
yeah, it didn't just
something,
start. Yeah,
obviously.
it,
Like, when did you feel you were comfortable in this style of your piece? Like when
using the palette knife.
yeah, using the pattern. Like how did it all start and when did you feel more comfortable? Like, this is what I want to like key
Okay,
in
so
on.
this is where time is interesting again. When I started off, I didn't start as, a painter, someone who paints. But now, funny enough, I find myself doing like lots of paintings. I haven't done like drawings, like a lot of
Yeah,
drawings in the
yeah.
past. But I think it all started from drawing for me. Back in art school, did a lot of live drawing. And I had colleagues, back then in school, a lot of them who inspired me. There's one especially, Oladejo Kazim, that's his name. I learned a
Yeah,
lot of drawing from
I
him.
think I've heard of that name before.
So the type of drawing style that I grew, fond of was the, like drawing with strokes
Yeah,
rather
yeah,
than
yeah, yeah.
curves and all of that. I found it, easy for me to, break down the human anatomy,
Yeah,
doing that, and getting the right.
yeah,
So I think from there, now moving on to painting, I think it was only natural that I grew fond of the palette knife because of how straight it
yeah,
is,
yeah,
and how I could manipulate those straight like
yeah,
lines
yeah.
that I usually do with my pencil. So I think that's what made it really interesting for me
That
using a
must have
palette
taken a
knife.
lot of time. No, no pun intended, though.
Well, well, I mean, it's just been organic,
Yeah,
the growth like down that lane. So I think it's only to me, I think it's only natural that I'm
yeah.
using a palette knife to paint a lot.
And okay, now how does this? Because I know you just explained how you approach your work and the time you give to it. So, like, how does this also relate to your way of living? You understand the way you live outside just being an artist, your lifestyle
Mm.
as a person. Like, does it also affect it? And in what ways, if you don't mind sharing?
Mm. Could you say the
Okay,
question again?
the time you give your process, you give your art, and how you use it to evolve and you
Mm.
create. So, like, does your artistic lifestyle like influence your real lifestyle as a person? When you're not an artist,
Mm.
this personality are they different, or is just something that influences the other
I think it's intertwined actually. I think they go, hand in
hand
hand,
in hand?
because over time, I think like right now, like the works that I create, a lot of them are, centered, around myself as a person.
That's fine.
So there's a lot of self study that goes on, personal discussions that
Yeah,
goes on in my daily life, and everything at some point, you know, transcends into my work. So it's intertwined. So I'm making my pieces I'm creating, and at the same time, there is this personal build up that is,
yeah, yeah.
going on. So I think it's intertwined.
Oh, that's really beautiful. And basically, theme for this season of the Artmosphere. We're talking behind the canvas, so we're like getting to know more about the artist that creates the work, because people
Mm-hmm.
have this concept and they're like, oh my god, this guy is so good. I'm pretty sure it's so easy for him, so easy for her, and all of that. And I try to explain to a lot of people that it goes way beyond that. You know, there are times where you are like you're blocked, you can't
Mm-hmm.
think, you can't create, and you decide to walk away from the piece, but at the same time your mind is telling you, oh well, we have work to do, we have
You need
work
to
that you
go
have to
back.
like run. I mean, like, how you deal with those? I call them self pressures at some time when it happens to us artists. So like, how do you deal with those stuff basically?
I mean,
Because you're not going to tell me they don't happen.
you know, it
Of
does. It
course.
does every
So
time. And this is where, you know, for me, there's always a conversation that I'm having with myself, with
okay.
my work and everything. So this pressure, they come, from time to time. And it's not easy. There's times when it's like you burn out
Mm-hmm.
completely. But how do I deal with it? I would not say I've like discovered how to deal with this successfully.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm still in the process of finding out, like how to deal with this thing. But for me, I like to just work. You know, I feel like whatever it is that I create at that particular point in time means something. It will carry the weight of, maybe if I'm going through a block at this
Yeah.
particular point in time, I like to just create
Just
something at that point in
random.
time.
Oh
It
no.
would reflect that period. Obviously, after some time, you move out of it. And I've noticed something for me a lot of times is when I'm working in that period,
Yeah.
that's when there's like a trigger or something
Yeah.
that just gingers me to like get back on track and all of that. So
I
I
mean,
mean,
that's
the
awesome.
pressure is always going
Yeah,
to be
right.
there.
I
It's
think
always
the
going to
pressure
be
has
there.
its it has its plus side. It has its
Yeah.
plus too.
I mean,
So
and there's different ways that people,
that's the thing. Different
handle.
ways people approach it. I mean, for me personally, when that block comes in, what I do is I go out. I just step out of anything that's art related and like
Yeah.
just hang out,
Yeah,
talk
I
to
mean, I do that
people.
too.
Yeah, just
I'm not
like talk to
saying,
people
yeah,
and try to like put my head in space, because what inspires me is sentences, words.
mm,
And let's say we're having a conversation, you could just say something, a line that I just like, oh wow. And the line starts building in my
mm-hmm,
head, building before you know it's creating art, and just like that,
yeah,
somebody's just like having a new ideology
idea.
and stuff. But what would you say is your biggest motivation, basically? Not who this time, what? Because there has to be something that makes you do what you do. Of course, you're gonna say you don't like being broke, but there's gotta be
I mean,
something that
nobody likes
pushes
being
you.
broke.
Exactly, it's gotta be something that pushes you to keep doing what you're doing with the level of determination that you put to it. So, like, would you just like to share with the fam, like, what is it?
Um, I think the art for me itself is motivating to me.
Yeah,
There's a lot of times that, like recently, there's like new places that my work has been taking me to,
yeah,
and if I'm going to be honest with myself, it's interesting a lot of times. So because of that interest, there's a lot of, you know, motivation to see where, this thing is going to take me
yeah,
next.
yeah.
So I think that alone motivates me. Wanting to see the outcome of a new step that I'm going to take
Yes, yeah.
in, my work or whatever it is that I'm doing. So yeah.
No, I was looking at your work, some of your work, and this particular piece that I always like, the big question.
Mm.
The big question. I mean, like the name, the title of the work just like creates a sort of it provokes some sort of emotion or
Mm.
something. Like how did that come about? How did the piece come about, basically?
So it didn't just come. It didn't just come like that. Obviously, it's I spend a lot of time in my own head.
Yeah.
You know, and during this time, I'm like a lot. I'm asking a lot of questions. You know, thinking. So it's a build up of different questions, like from over time. So there was a, I think when I made this one, it was a period when you know all those questions just seemed like a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, and I didn't start the work immediately because a lot of times I have an idea and then I spend more time thinking of how to execute it.
yeah. I do the same too. I do the same too.
Even though I feel like it shouldn't be, but it just works like that for me. So I made that piece, and I just thought to name it that.
Big question.
Big question.
I mean, the composition and everything, and I've always admired your art style. When it seems like it's incomplete,
Yeah.
then with the patches and I mean, like, that's like really awesome. So, like, um, professionally, I like to like, how's the career been for you? Since we're talking about time, that's obviously growth. I mean, exhibitions, the art business. I tell people the art business is different from the creative aspect of it. So, like, how has the career been for you, basically? Like, if you have to put it into a few sentences.
Uh, I think I would say it's on a slow, steady pace of some sort. At least I know there's um there's growth.
Yeah, yeah,
You
that's key. That's
yeah,
key.
and I know it doesn't just come at once like that.
Yeah,
So as regarding the career, I mean it's a slow and steady pace.
but there's always some lessons along the way as
Yes,
you're going.
obviously a lot. There's a
But
lot of lessons.
so, like, now we mentioned, but we did like a little bit. You said a little bit of what you do when you're not working. So, like, let's just ask. Let's say we meet you on the streets of Vox Park thingy, and somebody just asks you, "Oh, so, like, how do you like to chill?" Without you being, now this is away from the canvas, away from anything art. So how do you chill, basically? That's how does Mr. Ojo Ayotunde unwind?
I mean, how do I chill? Just basic chilling. Go to
Basic chill.
go to nothing so spectacular. I don't know what is so spectacular, what is not so spectacular, but I mean sometimes times that I chill and I go to the beach,
The
hang
the
out at the
beach is
beach.
always life. I think it's an art thing for
Yeah,
us to just go to the beach, watching the waves and all
yeah,
of that.
and I like good food from time to time.
Oh, good food.
So sometimes go to a nice restaurant.
Oh yeah, guys, that even reminds me. Last time I went to his place, this guy served us with some peppered turkey. I still remember that. Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
dope.
I mean
Now I'm craving for it again.
yeah
It's like I'll come to your place again for more.
I like good food, so I like to know where I like to find them.
Yeah. So, like, just tell the fam, like, any big plans, any exhibitions or workshops or any big stuff coming up that we need to know about.
Um, Exhibition. So I'm going to be showing for the first time in Lagos in a
Oh,
group show.
the group show
Yeah.
in Lagos.
I think in October.
Yeah.
Uh,
I said Lagos. That means it's not even Nigerian material anymore. It's like
no,
a broad boy.
no, no, not like that. I mean, I've been waiting for an opportunity
Yeah,
to show in Lagos, and it's finally here. That's why I mentioned it,
yeah, yeah.
like that. And a solo show. Fingers crossed. I'm
Fingers
still
crossed,
working on
fingers
it.
crossed, man. I mean,
Yeah.
don't worry, fam. When the solo show is coming, I'm gonna make the announcement here, no matter who the guest is. So you guys are gonna pull up and see what I mean. For those of y'all who don't know him, I'm pretty sure everybody should know Joy. I mean, Jesus Christ, what are you doing with your
Jeez.
internet? What are you doing with your internet, man?
I
So,
hope so.
yeah, so,
I
I
hope
mean,
so.
it's all good. It's all good. So, we're probably just gonna wrap up real soon. So, like, do you have, like, any words for the fam, and just letting us know what's up, and if know something for us to take home, basically.
What are we taking home? I don't know. Everybody should just love one another. Be good.
That always sound like some Jesus right now.
I don't know. I don't know what to.
Nah, definitely there are people who look up to you. We're not going to deny that fact. There's always a particular group or
What do
somebody
you
out
mean,
there
like
looking up to you.
art wise
Art
or
wise,
something?
life wise, we talked about time.
Time.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
yeah. So if it's about time, yeah, let's do the right things at the right time.
yeah,
But just do the right things, always, because the time you spend not being good can never be gotten back.
yeah.
You know.
So it's kind of like you're just forcing stuff, or yeah. I kind of get, I kind of dig, man. That's word, man. Man, it's small words, but big meanings. And that's really cool, man. And man, I'm so glad having you here on the show with us, and we hope to see you again someday. And big things coming up for you, man. Like you guys need to come for a show. Don't worry, like I said before, we're gonna announce it on here on the podcast. I'm gonna let you guys know where it's happening. It's gonna be in Lagos. So those of you who are in Lagos, if you're not in Lagos, yeah, just fly to Lagos now. I mean, this city is fun. Why would you want to be in Lagos? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. But it's all good. So, as usual, it's still the Artmosphere, brought to you by the Pawn Collective. And I'm your regular host, Kaydee Otaru. Like I always say, be creative, be young, be crazy. You got all the time in the world. Don't let anybody put pressure on you. You're the best version of yourself. Keep being better and don't settle for less. And from here, to you over there, peace out. Catch you next time.